Alright guys, welcome to the first proper video on the channel, and today I'm going to be talking you through the top 5 FA Cup stories so far in this year's tournament. The FA Cup always provides some shocks and is a great way for small clubs to tell fairy tales through beating the big dogs. And so here are the top 5 stories so far from this year's FA Cup. In 5 we have Boreham Wood. Now Boreham Wood are competing in the National League at the moment, doing quite well. The reason why they're ranked in this top 5 is that they have so far produced the biggest shock of the tournament so far by beating League 1 Blackpool 2-1 at home in the first round. Now being a non-league side, obviously this is a big deal, the fact that they've beaten not only a Football League side but a famous one and a 3rd division team. So this is great credit to Boreham Wood. However, they have since been knocked out after losing 3-0 at League 2 Coventry back in the second round. It was a decent run for them. They did come from the qualifying round of the FA Cup, albeit the final qualifying round, but it was a great run and they've produced a very interesting shock, which is what the FA Cup is all about. Now in 4th we have Slough Town. Now Slough competed the 7th tier of English football and made it all the way to the second round of the FA Cup, which is an incredible achievement when you think about the fact that they had to come from the first qualifying rounds, which started all the way back in September. They reached the second round of the competition, which is their best ever run in the competition. However, they did lose 4-0 at home to Rochdale back on Monday night, which was actually a game televised by BT Sport. Their standout result of their very long and impressive FA Cup campaign this season was a 6-0 win back in the first round away at Gainsborough Trinity, albeit they are a pretty lowly ranked non-league side, but a 6-0 win away from home in the proper rounds of the FA Cup is a great credit. Now in 3rd we have Woking. Woking are currently doing quite well in the National League and have made it potentially to the 3rd round. I say potentially because they need a replay in the second round at Peterborough United. They earned a 1-1 draw against League 1 Peterborough back in the second round, and so they will get a trip to the League 1 club next week. Before that they'd also drawn 1-1, this time with Bury in the first round. However, they produced one of the biggest shocks so far by beating them 3-0 away, and Bury are a League 1 side. Woking should have a lot of confidence going into the game against Peterborough. Yes, Peterborough are doing very well in League 1 and I do back them to win the game, but you never know in this competition, and the prize of getting a win at Peterborough is a trip to Championship side Aston Villa. Now that's just a motivation for any club, especially a non-league side, and so I do hope that they can do something, even though I am backing Peterborough as that is the obvious choice. In 2nd we have AFC Fylde. Now Fylde are another National League side and are the 2nd lowest ranked side left in the competition. They too will have to play a replay in the second round and may not make it to the 3rd round. However, they were still in the hat for the draw on Monday night. Now Fylde got a 1-1 draw in the second round against Wigan Athletic, who are another League 1 side, and they will travel to the DW Stadium next week in hope to get to the 3rd round for the very first time in their history. Even though this is their best run in the competition ever, they will want to continue that, as a win at the DW Stadium against Wigan will lead to a trip to Premier League Bournemouth, which is a real motivation for a non-league side to travel to a Premier League club. Now the best FA Cup story so far this season in the competition is Hereford FC. Now Hereford have technically been a club only for 3 years after being reformed after Hereford United went out of business back in 2014. This is their best ever run in the cup, and they currently compete in the 7th round but could be playing in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. They got a 1-1 draw at League 1 Fleetwood in the second round and will host the League 1 side in a replay, hoping to get a home tie against Premier League side Leicester City. What's also a great credit to Hereford is the fact that they've come all the way from the first qualifying rounds that did start back in September, so the fact that they're in their draw for the 3rd round is incredible. Alright guys, thank you for watching the first ever video on 50/50 football. I hope you look forward to the content that we're going to be producing. A lot of stuff will be coming out on the weekend hopefully, and in the next couple of weeks, especially over Christmas, so stay tuned for that. Do subscribe, share the video with your friends, share the channel with your friends, because we really do want to grow. I've got some great guys who are going to be helping me out, as I said in the little introduction video if you have seen that. So please just stay tuned because it will be worth your while watching this content.